So guys, tonight we are going to be fitting the new stereo I bought for the MX-5, and I was so excited to fit this because the old one is so annoying. I have to deal with it all the time, but we're going to fit in a nice Pioneer one which has Apple CarPlay, which would be really good for music and looking at the maps. So I'll see you tonight when I come to fit it. We're going to be fitting the Pioneer screen into my MX-5, and as you can see, this is the old unit, so I want to take this out and put this Pioneer screen in so it sounds better and looks better. So fitting the stereo wasn't too bad, but I did have my dad help me with some of the bits that I struggled on. Sorry about the lying also, I really was impatient with this, and the weather we had after this day was so bad that it would have delayed the whole stereo process being fitted by about a week. We had to buy this adapter, otherwise the stereo wouldn't work. Luckily, me and my dad did some research before filming so we could order this and make it an easy install. But yeah, my dad literally had to hold a light above me so it wouldn't look so dull with the lighting. Big thanks to him. So as you can see, I'm about to fit the cage into where the housing is. And this one was quite annoying because there's like these little pins that you have to fold down with like a screwdriver so the cage stays in place. Now at first I didn't know about this until my dad told me, and I was wondering, why is this cage moving so much? Then we did that, and then there's these little plugs which you plug into the adapter which goes into the back of the stereo in order for it to work. So here I was turning on the stereo for the first time to see if it works, and luckily it does. It comes up with this warning which basically says don't use it while you're driving, but the only way to skip a song for me right now is to touch the skip button on the screen, so I kind of have to do that in order to change the music. But if I had buttons on the steering wheel, that would make it so much easier and it wouldn't even be that much of a problem. And just like that, we finally have the stereo installed into place. Now we just got to get the housing which goes around it to make it look a lot nicer, and luckily it works and we haven't trapped any cables behind the stereo, which is always good. And there we go, look at how nice that looks. Nice, I love this. So I'm about to leave the house to go and get my brakes fitted because, well, I need to change the rear ones and they obviously sound bad like this. So let's go over to my friend's house and let's fit these rear brakes. The most annoying thing that happened while we were fitting the brakes is rain. It rained the whole day, which was the most annoying thing ever, because when you're trying to deal with metal things and also being outside in the rain, it's not the best. And also we had to make a trip to the shops because our old calipers had seized, which means that I had to go all the way to the shops, which was like a half-an-hour drive, to go and get the new calipers and fit them, as well as doing the discs and pads, which was quite an expensive purchase. Now because this car is from 2001, we had a lot of bolts which were just hard to get off, so we had to put a bit of WD-40 around them to lubricate them in order to move them around with the torque tool thingy-mabob. I don't know the actual terminology. I'm still new to doing car stuff, guys. Don't be mean. Sorry that you can't see much while I'm working under the car. It was kind of like one of those things where I was like being taught how to do it while also doing it, so I didn't really think about camera placement while I was doing it. And also because it was raining, I didn't want to have the camera out in the rain, and I had an umbrella which was above the camera, which luckily saved the camera, although it still got soaking wet, which means I had to put it in the car and stop recording, because if I had it out any longer it probably would have drowned itself. Like, it was that bad. Now as you can see here, I'm putting on the new disc, which looks fantastic. I actually love when it looks new, because although it's not going to stay new for long, but it looks amazing like this, and I wish it stayed like this because that would be crazy good. We had a lot of issues with the brake pads getting them back on, because you have to line them up with these tiny little metal pins, and because they're like new and whatnot, they're always a hard pain to get on. The old ones came off really easily, which is kind of weird, but yeah, it was quite annoying to do, and we took a while of struggling to try and fit these on. Now I decided to get some better camera angles while it was raining, so I had the umbrella in one hand and the camera in the other, while my friend was putting together the bolts and lubricating stuff with grease. And obviously putting the old like brake caliper bit which goes behind behind the new one, it kind of doesn't really match because it looks horrible, but you never really see that back bit, so I might actually paint the calipers at some point when I come to do the fronts, because I want to go with red calipers, because I feel like red calipers with a green car, and eventually I'm going to get bronze wheels, which will look absolutely spectacular, and I can't wait to do it, but it's going to be very costly, and I need you guys to like and subscribe so we can get this channel up to help fund for the car. So this is me bleeding the brakes, which means we had to undo the little valve thing on the caliper and then also pump the brakes, and then once all the air is done, you just tighten it up and then repeat. It's a very confusing process to do, but eventually we got the hang of it, and she already knew what she was doing because she did it before anyway. Today we're going to wash the MX-5 because right now it looks like a state, and we finally picked a really good day to do this because the sun is actually out. So let's go out and let's do this. Guys, literally look at this car right now, look. It's just like dirt and stuff everywhere from the rain. So yeah, we got the bucket down here, so yeah, let's get going. And just like that, the Mazda MX-5 is now fully clean. There are obviously some bits where the paint job is terrible, so I can't exactly make it look spotless, and that's dirty in there. Also, I found this horrible looking spider thing in my footwell that I never even saw until today. Like, look at this thing right there. Like, what is that? That is not looking good. But also another thing that I just spotted is how dirty it is in there. Yeah, that's gonna need some cleaning at some point. Wow. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's been a very fun video actually, because we've done 3 different things here. We of course fitted the stereo, which is this one right here. We of course did the rear brakes, which are here. And of course we cleaned the car, which looks very nice. Well, other than the fact that the paintwork is terrible, other than that, it's pretty clean. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to do the YouTube stuff of liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.